Hello everyone! Today we are making fish and pastry. Crispy on the outside and very juicy is inside. It is prepared very quickly and easily. You will feed your most dear and picky guests. Well, let's get started. The first thing to do is to cook rice in salted water. Look at how the rice should turn out in the end. It doesn't fall apart too much from each other. It holds its shape a little so that it's convenient to roll in the pastry and it doesn't fall apart when cut. Add vegetable oil and a piece of butter to the pan. Heat it up. Add the onion to the oil. Under no circumstances should the onion be fried. It needs to be sautéed. So set it to medium heat and sauté it until it becomes soft, inside and translucent. Look, the onion is almost translucent. A couple more minutes while we prepare the spinach. The spinach needs to be washed and dried. And you need to remove these stems so that only the leaves remain. Chop the spinach. I just chop it randomly like this. And we add the spinach to the onion. So it will quickly reduce in volume now. It doesn't need to be cooked for too long. Usually it changes color and becomes uniform with the onion. Now that it has reduced in volume, it needs to be salted. I don't add pepper. I pepper the fish, so just salt is enough for the spinach. The spinach is almost ready. It took me a while to cook the spinach. 50 minutes. It needs to be transferred to a separate container and allowed to cool. Before you assemble everything, both the rice and the spinach should be cooled, or at least warm. I will be using salmon fillet. You need to keep only the fillet and cut off the skin. Cut the fillet in half. And now it needs to be salted and peppered. Let it marinate for a total duration of approximately at least 10 to 15 minutes. That's it. Set it aside. In general, that's all. The cooking process is finished. I took puff pastry, regular puff pastry, not yeast-based. So I have a piece that is 30 by 20. Here, where it's 30, we don't roll it out more to the sides, only here in width, or rather in length. Like this. You can sprinkle a little flour. Everyone's dough is different, so some might not need flour at all. In the end, your piece of dough should be 30 by 35. Well, approximately. You can buy the dough or make it yourself, but the whole point is that it's very quick. That is, you go, buy the dough, buy everything, and prepare it at home in half an hour. We lay out the rice as the first layer. Look at the rice. It's sticky, as you can see, but doesn't separate too much from each other. That's exactly what we need. Leave the edges free, about 2 cm each. Salt the rice on top. Although I cooked it in salted water, it's still better to add a little salt. And a bit of pepper. I laid out the rice to a width of 15 centimeters. That's enough. Now, take the spinach. In the spinach, as you can see, the butter has separated. You don't need to add it. Take it from the top like this to have less liquid. And distribute the spinach. So, lay out the spinach evenly and use the back of a spoon to smooth the surface. Now, let me share a little secret of mine. I have a video on my channel about rice with spinach. It's simply delicious. Whenever I cook spinach and rice, I always leave a little bit and don't eat it. Make it. It's very tasty. Now we lay out the fish. So look, a piece of fish. How does it usually go? From thick to thin. Here we turn it over. We do it like this. See? Like this. You need this edge of the spinach to connect with this edge of the spinach. Now, carefully. Lift the dough with your hand like this. Like this. And turn it over. Oops. These edges, see, have connected. And we closed all the dough, like this, with the dough facing down. So I hope it's clear to you. Now, press all the edges here. And do the same on this side to close everything. And lift it up like this. Oops. And on this side. Now roll everything up like this. Everything is basically quick and simple. We did it. Now take one beaten egg. Brush the edge. It turns into an egg glue. Stick the edge. Look how nice it is. And it's better, of course, to use a spatula to avoid damaging anything. Transfer the entire roll onto a baking sheet with foil, like this. See, everything looks very nice. Now, cover it with the beaten egg. It turns out like a pie from Grandma, only here it's with red fish, so it's from a Finnish grandma. Now, there's a very important point to consider before putting it in the oven. The oven needs to be preheated to 180 degrees in advance, so the entire roll doesn't have to wait for the oven to heat up, preventing too much moisture from going into the dough. This is important. Put it in for about 20 minutes. Give a couple minutes. Every oven bakes differently. Take it out after exactly 20 minutes and then check, give or take 5 minutes. Well, that's it, little pie. See you. Our fish is ready. I must say it's aromatic, very aromatic. It's just out of the oven now. You shouldn't cut it right now. It needs to stand for at least 5 minutes so that the intense heat dissipates. And everything inside, sets a bit together. Because if I cut it, the middle might make the dough a bit. Like it could collapse under the moisture, under the steam. All right, I'll leave it for 5 minutes. Even if it stands for 15 minutes, it's not a problem. So the moment of truth, I'm cutting it. Oh, do you hear how it crunches? Oh. Here is the fruit of our efforts. The roll is magnificent, golden, juicy inside and crispy outside. All right, now let's try it. So, this pie doesn't like to wait. Prepare it right away, wait 10 minutes, and then cut it. No need to wait for a long time. The rice is soaked with butter and fish juice. It's very tasty. The dough is tastier if you, of course, make it at home. There is puff pastry, quick, 1-2, not too long. We are not making it on a bun, not for a pastry, but to bake the fish. So, if you have time, make it at home. It's perfect. It's just perfect. So this roll will be enough for 8 people with a small piece each. Well, about 3 centimeters each. But I think that everyone will want seconds. So either make it for 6 people, it's clearly not worth stretching it more, or just make 2 rolls. And note, I bought only 2 pieces of fish and I ended up with a huge roll. So if you have more fish, make 2 rolls, serve them right away if you have many guests. When it sits, it's very tasty, but it's not as crispy on top. That's the only difference, although both ways are delicious. You can try making it with a different dough. For example, variations on the theme of fish in dough. There you go. This way it turns out simply divinely delicious. Prepare it for the party table and you will be satisfied.